Mm-mm. Hey, well, good evening and welcome to the Brothers-in-law. And on this channel, we discuss police-involved incidents that occur around the country, and we give our analysis on whether the actions of the officers are what a reasonable officer would do. We also look at the actions of the citizens to see if they have followed our acronym CALM, which stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on, where their situation had turned out differently. Now, you may agree or disagree with us, but at the end of this video, it is our hope that you get a better understanding of how these incidents unfold. So if you're new to our channel, I am Corey, and I was a Virginia State Trooper for 7 years, and I'm a retired Navy Chief Petty Officer, 21 years of service. And my co-host, Mr. Mike Bradley.
Hey, what's going on, folks? Hey, Delando, I see you on here. Scott, I see you on here. And let's see who else we got on here. Goat, I see you, Goat, Scott, and Delando so far. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike. I'm the co-host of this show. I'm retired 26-year law enforcement veteran police officer in Northern California. I'm also a veteran, a 6-year veteran Army veteran. Did I get that out?
Yeah.
we got another one lined up for you today. It was a good one. I think Delando sent us this video. It's a lot going on in this video. We're gonna talk about it, and it's a good example of how police do the things they do and why they do them, how they suppress or prevent crime or address crime incidents in their community. And this is going to give you an example of how something like that actually unfolds, you know?
Yep. So before we get into the video, as always, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button for us. If you're new, if you're watching us over on Facebook, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit them hearts over there for us to get us up into that algorithm so our videos go out far and wide. Also, too, if you haven't been over to our merch shop yet, get your Brothers-in-law t-shirt. Please head on over there to brothers-in-law.mysprayshop.com and get a t-shirt and help support our channel to get our message out of Stand Calm, which stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. I apologize if we have any buffering going on tonight, but I just got a message in my text group, local area internet folks. We all have a chat group. It looks as though our internet is jacked. We have the worst internet connection, and it's the only provider out here, and they're just horrible. So I apologize in advance, but nonetheless, we're going to give you some good information. The title of tonight's video is "Busted and Furious: Street Level Drug Dealer Caught with Crack and Loses his cool." This happened back in June of this year in Elgin, Illinois. Police officer doing a normal routine patrol, even though I don't like saying normal routine, but he's out here doing his daily patrols in a high drug area and rolls up on an individual. Obviously, he was following him and found probable cause enough to pull the guy over, and it goes from there. It's only about 13 minutes. Video is down in the description below. Hey, Sonia, welcome. Stacy, I see you on here. Good to have everyone on here. So, as usual, we'll go ahead and play the video. If we see something important, we'll go ahead and stop and give our intake on it. But as always, as well, put your police hat on and look for these red flags that we always talk about. And drop your comments down in the comments below if you got a question, and we'll get you on and answer your question for you. So, Mike, you got anything before we get in?
Nah, let's get right into it. It's a good one. There's a lot to talk about.
Oh, if there's a commercial, I don't think there should be any of those little break commercials in here, but if there are, please forgive me.
Illinois, the officer observed a 34-year-old male interact with multiple people in what appeared to be hand-to-hand transactions in a parking lot. The officer stopped his vehicle for multiple traffic infractions after he left the parking lot.
Officer McMillan, Police Department. You got your license and insurance on you today?
Yeah, can you call the lieutenant for me? I want a supervisor.
Okay. Still need the ID though.
Okay. There you go, right? She ain't suspended.
Got insurance.
Old lady car.
A lady's car? Okay. Well, can you see if you can find it for me?
I don't have. Get the white shirt here. I'm not with following me through over. Yeah, no probable cause. I didn't violate no rules. No.
Well, you don't got a seatbelt on. Didn't use the turn signal.
I did use.
You were speeding. Nope.
Right there.
You were speeding. Got a brake light out. Okay. Don't got insurance in the car. Which looks like you're banned from. So
I look like I'm banned from there. Hey man, just call the white shirt.
He's asking for boss. I stopped him. He's got no seatbelt. He's got a brake let out. Turn without using the turn signal. All right, Jerome, you got the insurance?
I told you I don't have it.
You want to look for it or?
No, I don't want to look for it. If you're gonna give me my ticket, give me my ticket.
Okay. I got the supervisor out here.
Okay.
Talk to you. Okay. You sure you don't want to try to call your girl?
I don't want to do nothing. Write your tickets, what you gonna do, and leave me alone.
Okay, that's why you're being so hostile with me.
Because you pulled me over for nothing. So just let me talk to the lieutenant. I don't even want to talk to you. Can I have my ID and my tickets? That's all.
You pick up.
You did. You can.
Okay. What's up, man?
How you doing, boss man? I didn't mean to come call you out your office or even mess with you. Okay, I dropped some money off to my niece and nephew in the towers, them Project Section 8 towers, whatever. Boom, I go to JJ's, I get some water, I see somebody I know, boom, I chop it up with them. I pull out the parking lot. He come from behind me from like if you coming down the hill. Yeah. He tailed me from all the way from there, all the way to right here. He pulled me over. I put on my turn signals. Okay. I stopped at every stop, full stop at every stop sign, everything like that. Then all of a sudden he say, he said I'm banned from JJ's. I came from a hot spot, something like that. I don't really know y'all areas out here, the hot spot. If I ain't dropping off money to my niece and nephew, I'm gambling at y'all casino. I'm out of here. Just like this, I couldn't just like look like a slow pace of living right here. I couldn't do nothing without here. So I don't understand why he following me. I don't understand the harassment. I don't know if this a special shift. I don't know nothing about nothing out here.
Where are you from?
I'm from Chicago. I'm from the north side of Chicago.
Okay.
The only reason I come to y'all town is to drop that money out to my people or gamble, or I'm the fuck out of here.
All right. And we'll get you out of here as soon as we can. All right.
Yeah, so I'm just what I'm trying to understand.
And stop.
We gonna stop it right there so we can talk about what happened up to this point, right?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I mean, this is a common stop. You know what I'm saying? This is this officer happens to be patrolling an area that's known for a lot of drug deals, apparently. Okay, in this area that this guy was in, he was seen doing what they thought might have been hand-to-hand drug sales or something going on. So as he leaves this area, the officer likely looks for reasons to stop this person to try to investigate what's going on here. And he did find reasons to stop this person. This driver is saying, I was stopped for nothing. Well, he did say you were speeding, you had no brake light was out, and you didn't have your seatbelt on. That's 3 violations right there why you get stopped. Okay. So right there, I don't understand why this driver is acting like I'm being harassed and he stopped me for no reason.
I didn't
do for 3 reasons.
Do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Right? That's what he's saying. I didn't do nothing. And he clearly said, well, you don't even have your seatbelt on. Well, that's the law. You got to have your seatbelt on. But where I like to go, what really made me chuckle is I think a lot of citizens now are wanting when they get stopped by the officer, and we've seen this in several videos that we've done the last several months, Mike, is that when these citizens are stopped, it's almost like now their first initial instinct now is to go ahead and request for a supervisor to come out before, they say the police say anything, why they stop or whatever. Nope, I want a supervisor out here right now. Well, that's all fine and dandy. You can request a supervisor to come out, but that doesn't negate the fact that I still need to conduct my investigation, the reason for why I'm conducting this traffic stop. All right. Point number 2, and especially here in Virginia, well, I'll just say for state police here in Virginia, I am that supervisor on that road. My sergeant is not coming out to hear your complaint. That's not how it happens here. If you have a complaint, you always get that trooper's badge number, you get the address to his area office, and you get the phone number to the supervisor if you want to voice a complaint. But the supervisor is not coming out there to address you over ticket, because what's not going to happen is that initial officer that's initiated this traffic stop, he's overall in charge. No supervisor is going to come and trump him and say, okay, no, never mind, don't write them the ticket. No, they're not going to do that, right? They're going to listen to you and hear your concern, but at the end of the day, he's going to tell you the same thing that officer on scene who conducted the initial traffic stop is going to tell you the same thing he told you. So, just because you call out that supervisor is not going to end or get you out of that ticket.
Yeah, I agree. True. I worked in an department where if you called for a supervisor, it was the supervisor likely did come out. Most of the time they did come out. But as you said, Corey, the supervisor isn't going to come out and completely change everything. They're not just going to send you on your way because you're unhappy with the stop. Okay. And when a supervisor gets there, I'm going to explain to the supervisor before he even contacts you why I stopped you and what the problem is. Okay. And the fact that you asked for a supervisor. All right. But you got to understand, asking for a supervisor, if I stopped you for a violation, it's up to me whether or not I'm going to give you a ticket or not. The supervisor doesn't have to testify in court on that ticket. I do. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if I saw the violation and I'm going to give you a ticket, I have to be accountable for that violation, not the supervisor. You see what I'm saying? So you could ask for a supervisor. That's fine. But he may or may not come out. And it doesn't work like you said. It doesn't work that way where they say, well, I'm not giving you anything until the supervisor comes out. You still are at the mercy of that officer that stopped you, period. You know what I'm saying? And you have to do what it is. Now, some people would say, Corey, well, the officer stopped him because he's trying to investigate something else, not just the violations. Well, folks, just a quick give you some insight here. If you have a high crime area in the city, all right, let's say you have an area in the city that is known for drug sales, and the community is up in arms about this area, and they want the police to address this problem, and they want the police to arrest all of the drug sellers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The dope fiends and all that. Well, one of the ways we can enforce something like that is you have to be present in that area, obviously, and you have to stop people to investigate what's going on. If you see something that looks like a hand-to-hand drug sales in an area that is known for drug sales, and as an officer, you have to use your instincts. Could this be something illegal going on here? It could be, or it may not be. Okay. But you got to stop people to try to determine that and see what you can come up with. That's how those problems are that's how you begin to solve those problems. Okay.
Yep.
And in this case, the officer saw him doing something suspicious in an area that is known for suspicious activity. All right. And he chose to stop this person. And fortunately for him, he had reasons to stop this person, such as speeding, brake light out, and no seatbelt. So bam, you're going to stop him. You're going to address those issues. And now that he stopped him, now he doesn't have insurance or registration, any paperwork for the car. That's another violation. Okay. So that's normal behavior, folks. That's normal police training, normal police activity going on. These officers are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're being proactive, stopping people who may be a part of the problem, or they may not. You know, maybe he ain't a part of the problem up to this point, in which case I'm going to decide to give you a ticket or I'm not going to give you a ticket. But if you are not a part of that problem, I'm going to let you go. See you later. Bye.
Yep.
What'd you say, Corey?
All right, I'm good. We're going to keep it moving for time's sake.
All right.
Yes, sir. See, I came to you with respect.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
I don't exactly. I mean, I just got out here, so I don't know what they have going.
I'm trying to figure it out too.
All right.
Shit.
All right. Let me talk to the other. I'll go talk to this officer and see if we can see what's going on. All right.
All right.
Old library line.
I'm be leaving here shortly.
Brown's coming out. He says he's be less than 20 minutes. His dog just got certified, so 25 minutes is, I think, reasonable.
All right.
Considering
Yeah,
the
I got to write the
circumstances.
tickets, so it's gonna take a minute.
Yep. And I need to dig into this to see if he's banned, because I got him coming from Peppers.
Yeah. All right. So it's gonna be a few minutes, okay? So he's got to sit tight for us, okay? Nothing we need to know about, right? Nothing illegal, no contraband, no weapons, no drugs.
I didn't know you could pull somebody out their car for a traffic stop.
No one's pulling you out of your car. Right?
Okay. Just I didn't know the law.
Well, and just so you know, you technically can.
Hey, where we come from today? Over there by Chicago State.
I was coming from JJ's.
Okay.
That's when you came from behind me. You know what's going on.
Well, so I'm asking you because you're barred from over there, right?
I never know I was barred from over there.
It says you were served with some paper. Okay. Do you remember that?
I was served some papers by Cricket, not JJ's.
Okay. Were you in Cricket today?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. So when you're in the lot, you were just at Pepper.
I went to JJ's, got some water, came out.
Okay. Bought some water?
By Cricket.
You bought some water, you said?
I bought some water.
Is it in the car with you now?
No, I drunk it and threw it away.
Okay. All right. Sure you want to check the insurance for me?
Please just give me my tickets so I go about my business.
I needed to clarify because, like you said, you're banned from one of the stores over there.
You said
so I had to
JJ's
look
now.
Well, I had to look into it. That's why I wanted to clarify.
Okay.
I'm gonna get going on some tickets for you. All right.
The K-9 unit arrived on the scene to perform a sniff of the vehicle and alerted to the presence of narcotics.
Is that a positive?
Yes.
Oh, man. Look, here's the deal, all right? We could make this real easy. If someone's let us.
We'll be suing
So
you.
I want to know now. Again, let's just make it real easy. Okay. Is there anything in the car that should be in the car, my man?
My man, if you search that car, he'll sue you.
Okay. I'm going to ask you again.
My man, don't say nothing to me. I got the right to remain silent. You get in that car, my man, you search that car, you will get sued.
Pause it right there for a minute.
I'm going to check you. So put your hands on top of your head. Put your hands.
I didn't do that. Why did you do it? What the hell, man? I didn't do nothing.
Right.
What is he doing? Hey, let me. Hey, I didn't do nothing. Hey,
Let's just keep going. Keep going,
I didn't do nothing. You're violating my right. You're violating my right. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
Relax.
Right now, we'll just get
I
it.
didn't do nothing.
We can readjust when it calms down.
I didn't do nothing.
Okay.
I didn't do nothing. Hey, record.
Pause it right there.
Get off me.
Roll
I
up.
didn't do
Hey,
nothing.
stop acting like
Get off
Let's go.
me. Like,
Roll up.
Don't get off me.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, up to this point, though, the officers already knew they were going to search this car because the dog hit on the car that there were drugs in the car. All right. So they already knew they were going to search that car with his permission or not. Okay. So make sure they understand. I might ask for your permission to search your car, but if I know that I already have a legal right to search your car, I'm just asking for your permission so I can add that in the report as something extra, that not only did I have probable cause to search your car against your permission, but now I also have your permission to search that car. So that's two things right there. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you don't give me permission to search your car, I'm still going to search your car, even if I have probable cause to search it. I don't care if you say yes or no. I'm still going to search it. And in this case, they knew that they were probably going to find something in that car. So that's why they went on to just, let's handcuff you right now, because you might know that there's some dirt in that car. Okay. And you might try something if you see me searching it. You already are telling me that you're upset because I'm searching a car. So what will you do if I find something in that car? So it's best and safe to just handcuff you right now.
Right. But I'm gonna back up, Mike, and start looking at some signs here that would have been raising the red flag for me if I were conducting this. Right off the bat, when you ask for license, insurance, and registration, I mean, he was already indefensive and, like I said earlier, asking for a supervisor. Usually when you're doing all this, you're what we say, you're doing too much. To me, those are red flags. Like, all right, this is not going to be a so-called routine traffic stop. He's already being verbally combative, if you will, with me by refusing to do the things that I'm asking to do. Look, the more you do things like this gentleman here, the more and more that officer is going to probe or dig into things and try to find things, because now you got to start asking the who, what, where, and why. Why are you acting like this? What's going on? We already know you're coming from a well-known area where drugs are sold at, and you frequent over here often, and you try to say you don't. Well, you come over here quite often. You have to come over here enough to get banned from a store. So you come over quite often, and so when you start doing these things, you start being verbally combative and not complying with that officer. More red flags come up. Well, hey, welcome, Jesus love you. And so now you get up to this point here. The dog is coming. The dog's coming. That's a high crime area, high drug area. They're gonna see if the dog hits on anything. And now you're doing all this. Now you're doing too much. I obviously now something's got to be on this individual, because you're doing too much right now. And this is where he is now. What would happen if he would, and we'll get to that part. I don't want to jump the gun, but what would happen if he kept his cool, utilized the calm acronym? Would we even be at this point?
Maybe not. But he knew that he was riding dirty. Okay. Which, like you said, Corey, would explain why he's being so confrontational. I see you, Jason Bender. Good comments. I appreciate the comments. Scott, good comment too. Like I'm saying, now let's look at this overall up to this point. I mean, did the officers have a good instinct to stop this guy? You know what I'm saying? Turns out, looks like they did. Okay, that's how it works sometimes. You know, good instincts, good law enforcement instincts. All right, seeing the red flags, recognizing the red flags. All right, and this is how problems in the neighborhood like this are addressed. You got to stop people. Okay, you got to contact people. You see somebody doing something suspicious, you got to contact them, and you got to investigate why what they're doing is suspicious.
Right. Right. And to answer, I think it's Delondo's question, can he sue? Yeah, I mean, anybody can sue for whatever they want.
Yeah.
You have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law that, you know, whatever you're stipulating to is factual. And who has the burden of proof to win your case. So I mean, yeah, you can yell and scream, yeah, I'm gonna sue you. You touch my car. And like you said, Mike, well, we already had the problem calls.
Yeah.
All right. So
hey, Tom,
you know,
I see
you
you,
can
Tom.
see what you are they arresting, or are they at this point they're just detaining? I did not hear any you're under arrest. I think they're detaining them right now because they're still in the investigation mode right now. They haven't found anything, so you really don't have the evidence you need to place them under arrest.
Right now, I think you're right. I believe so. They're just detaining them at this point. Remember what we always say, Corey, just because you are handcuffed does not automatically mean that you're under arrest. It just means that you're detained. Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah, and always remember, like what we say in a lot of videos too, when you're detained, you're not under arrest, and that's just a precursor to, you know, just in case they do find anything, they don't want you to either become combative or try to flee. And make sure everybody's safe, because at this point, in some instances, in this one they already searching, but in other instances, you know, they may not search you. And you may have a weapon on you once you find out that there's something in the car that they weren't supposed to find. So you're already safe from doing harm or being harmed. So yeah, you're detained administratively right now.
Up to this point, I don't see anything unreasonable that these officers are doing. This is regular stuff. I don't see anything unreasonable. They're not violating his rights. They're working a traffic stop from start to finish, and they're developing probable cause, more and more probable cause as they go along, that keeps them going to the next step. Okay. Right. They stopped him for the violations. He complained. He didn't have any paperwork with him or anything like that. Okay. They running him through the system. It looks like they found some information that he was banned from that particular area. Yeah. You know, so so that's something else that we have.
Well, he was actually banned from one of the stores, I think JJ's, but he's saying he was banned from Cricket's. But either or, he shouldn't have been in that. Well, I think he's lying. I think he probably was over there, but that's neither here or there.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it's another nail to say, okay, we got to address this issue. What were you doing over there if you're banned from that area? You know what I'm saying? Right. And so that's something more they have to sink their teeth in to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Right. Well, we had a dog come out here. Dog sniffed on your car and indicated that there were illegal substances in your car. So we're gonna go ahead and handcuff you and detain you further, okay, so that we can investigate that. All right. So they're just working their way up, you know, until they get to a point where they might find something and actually make an arrest. This is normal stuff. This is how police address these types of problems. You know what I'm saying? And like we always say, Corey, as long as you remain calm and you ain't got nothing to hide and you just a regular person, you ain't got to worry about none of this stuff.
No, you don't.
Have to worry about none of this stuff. So
you don't.
You know.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Hey, you put your knee on my back.
Jerome,
you put your knee
roll
on
up.
my back. I record. I didn't do nothing.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Knee in his back. I didn't see no knee in his back at all.
I'm going to check your pockets.
Hey, you better carry me out.
Get
Get off me. Hey, get off me. Get off me. Hey, get off me.
Got it, Johnny.
Hey, get off me. Hey, get off me.
If you kick me, it's going to be a charge. Hey,
Hey, get off me.
it's going to be a charge.
Hey, get off me. Get off me. Hey,
Yeah,
get off me.
I put that in there.
Hey, get off me.
That's check.
All right.
Hey, get off me. Help. 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 Get off me. Get off me.
We're not on you.
Hey,
Not on you.
get off me.
This person's on you, man.
Listen.
Get off me.
Listen.
You illegally searching me.
It's not illegal.
You illegally searching me.
That's not true.
Jerome,
Yes,
will you,
it
will you
is.
sit up for us?
No.
You're not going to sit up?
No, turn me out.
I got to
Turn
check this
me
pocket.
out. Yup.
Yeah.
Turn me out. Turn me
You
out.
got to check your other pocket first.
Turn me out.
Officers found a bag containing 8 individually
There it is, y'all. you wonder why he was being so combative, right?
Right. Individually wrapped white color rock pieces. So he was selling, drug dealer. Okay.
He was selling. Yeah. Mom. Yeah, he seemed like he was already suspicious. Yeah, 100%. And that's why he was doing too much. He didn't want to get caught with this stuff. I mean, I would have thought, if I'm living that type of lifestyle, I'm gonna do the very minimum to draw attention to myself. Right? It seems as though he was combative from the verbally combative from the very beginning, and now once he got placed in handcuffs, he knew that was it. So my question to our viewers is, do you feel that this was an illegal search? Right, he's being administratively detained. Was this an illegal search? Let's see what you have to say. Drop a comment down below and let us know. But I think he's clearly, now we see why he was acting the way he is carrying on. What do you say, Mike?
It's interesting how you say an illegal search. Now, me personally, I would have waited. You already got the car. So you're already going to search that car, and you're probably going to find some stuff in that car. I would have pat searched him to make sure, obviously, that he doesn't have any weapons. Because see, right now, unless I missed something, right now, he's not under arrest. He's still in the detention phase. Okay. Yeah. In spite of what it may look like, all this extra yelling and screaming, him laying down on the ground and all that, this is from his own actions. Okay. If he'd have been quiet and sat there on a curb normally, none of that would have been taking place. But I would have pat searched him to make sure he doesn't have any weapons. I would have searched his car first. And once I found illegal stuff in his car, then he would have been placed under arrest.
Right.
I would have searched him
technically
to arrest.
Right.
Right. And then I would have found the drugs in his pocket too.
There you go. And initially first, and that's the key right there when you're in a investigative detention is that you can only do you're supposed to only be able to do the pat down search. Like, you don't go inside their pockets because you haven't arrested them yet. So you technically not searched them.
I guess I answered that question from I prematurely answered that question, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it.
Say again.
I might have prematurely answered your question of was the search of his person.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I mean, we might be missing something here, because when you do a pat search, folks, you're searching for anything that feels like it could be a weapon. Okay. Now, if you feel a big bulge in someone's pocket, you can pull it out because that could be a weapon too. But if I pull that out, boom, this is drugs. Right?
Yeah. But technically, at this point, you should be just doing a pat down. And then I'm with you, Mike. Me first, I would have searched the vehicle first, and then once you find something and then go and pay, you're under arrest now, and then do it, and then you'd have got the drugs. But this is Illinois. They probably do things a little different there.
Yeah, that's true.
But however, that pat down, I think there's case law on that. I think it's Brown. No, it's not Brown. Is it Brown? I forget the case law for the pat down versus the search. Yeah, but there is a case law for that, which stipulates if you're not under arrest, then you cannot technically search their person, but you can pat down to see if they make sure they do not have any weapons on.
Yes.
Now, if you, like Mike said, if there's a bulge or something, you raise some type of suspicion, then at that point they can, for example, you may have some burglary tools on. You may have like a hammer or something, stuffed down in your pants. Yeah. Well, that's not normal.
Right.
Right. So at that point, they could, go in and reach and pull that item out from that, but they can't go through the whole person. We're here now at this point. They find the drugs on the guy.
Let me ask our viewers this question real quick, Corey.
Go ahead.
Up to this point, based on what you've seen, do you think this was a person that needed to be stopped? He was coming. We have a problem of a high crime area known for drug sales. Okay, these officers are trying to enforce or trying to make a dent into preventing that type of crime in this type of area. They're trying to address that type of crime in this type of area. Based on what you see now, do you think the officers were right in wanting to stop this person? Well, obviously so. If he's got drugs on him and things like that, the dog hit on the car, okay, this is the person that they should be stopping. So I want our viewers to be able to see that aspect of how that works, the frame of mind of an officer, how that works. So yeah, turns out this person looks like he was someone that they needed to stop.
So you're saying he fit the profile?
I try to stay away from profile, the word profile, because citizens will think that I mean just because of how he looks. It was not just because how he looks. It was his actions that started that whole process going. His actions of being in the area and doing what they thought what might have been hand-to-hand sales. Turns out he was someone who wasn't supposed to be in that area in the first place. He's someone who obviously has drugs on him packaged for sale. Okay. So this was someone who, bottom line, needed to be stopped from that area.
Yeah. Yeah, Zach. It's Illinois, and do drug charges stick up there? If there's anything like down here, no, they don't. I mean, I've seen a lot. By the time the ink is dry on the paper, these guys are back out on the street, and it's just a sad situation.
That's a good question, Zach. It's a
good question
because it's a realistic question. The way things are going from what you hear in Chicago, as far as their justice system goes, criminals are being released like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's not a bad enough violation, but at any rate, cops, we don't get caught up into whether or not the DA charges a crime. We have to focus on doing our job of when we see a crime, we determine it's a crime, and we take appropriate action, and we book you into jail. It's not up to us to let you go, okay? In that situation, it's up to the courts to let you go. And if that's what they want to do, we did our job. As an officer, we did our part.
Yeah. The rest is up to the courts. Then this is how these.
I hear you, Zach.
This is how these guys become familiars to the officers, and they know them. because they have so much contact with them. And yeah, it can get frustrating. You know, you lock the same guy up, you know, 4 times in the last, you know, 6 months. You know, when he should be behind bars, you know, and then these guys get out and then they end up, you know, killing somebody, and that person, you know, it's they should be still in jail, and he'll probably get out and be back doing what he's doing. It's just a sad situation, but we're gonna finish this up.
Yep.
And take a look at the rest of it. It's almost over here.
Wrapped white color rock pieces that later tested positive for cocaine.
Oh, there it is. Can you just sit up so you can breathe?
No. Get off me.
Look, I want to make this really easy. Okay.
It's not gonna be
Sit up.
easy. It's not gonna be easy.
You want to really lay down in your face?
Yup.
This is what you want?
Yup. You illegally searched me.
I got a double cage. We can just go through it.
Yup.
Get him up.
Hey man, you gonna fuck my arm up.
Well, you're not cooperating. We got to get you in the car.
Hey man, what the fuck is y'all doing, man?
You
Hey man, what the fuck is he doing?
Well, we're trying to get you up. You stand up.
You
Put him
refuse
on
to
the
stand up, so we're gonna have to carry you. That's how that works. You know?
What do we foot? Let's land down gently.
Put him on his knees. Okay, sit up on your knees, okay?
Come on, Jerome.
Hey man, you f***ing my hand up.
Jerome, sit up.
on your knees.
What y'all doing, man?
You're doing this to
Hey,
yourself.
y'all doing right here doing too much.
Jerome, sit up, dude.
Hey man, get your bitch ass off me.
Roll him on his back.
What you doing?
Listen up, dude. It's over. You're screaming and you're flopping around. Okay? Stand up and get in there. We don't want to drag you in there. It's the last thing we want to do. But you're making this incredibly difficult. If we get you on your feet, will you sit in the car? We don't want to have to use any force. We don't want to hurt you. We don't want to do any of that. All right?
Come on, it's over. Just jump up, dude.
Hey man, don't put your feet in my face, bitch.
Jump up, dude.
Don't put your feet in my face. Go ahead, touch me.
Okay,
For this case get thrown out, sue you, bitch.
let him.
I want you to kick me. Kick me, bitch. Kick me. Kick me, bitch. Kick me, you stupid bitch. Get your bitch ass off. Faggot. Ah! Ah!
Trying to hit you.
Watch up.
Your head for
These
movement,
cuffs. These cuffs on tight as hell.
Well,
Ah!
Well, if you stop squirming and twisting your wrist around, they won't feel tight as hell.
Damn.
fine. Give me your stuff. Here, I got it. All right,
See,
we're gonna
all
put
the
a second-
story
we're gonna put a
is
second set.
he trying to make a case. Like he must think that doing all this yelling and screaming is going to get other people to come around and look at him, and it's going to be that whole, see what the cops are doing. You know what I'm saying? But these cops are doing everything within reason here. They're not doing anything out of the ordinary. They're not doing anything crazy or anything. He is the one that's causing this behavior, refusing to get up, want to scream and yell. You know, he's doing all this. But look, man, you under arrest now. You got caught doing what you was doing. Be a man, get up and go get in the car like you're supposed to. Go to jail like you're supposed to. That's what it's all about. All the screaming, yelling, and going limp with your body ain't doing nobody no good.
You're doing too much, and like I always say, man, you like the sergeant said there. It's over when you're doing too much. You're going to pick up additional charges.
That's all. That sergeant said, basically, look, man, cut out all this foolishness.
It's over. It's done. You know, and he's looking for his 5 minutes of fame here, right? He's doing all this yelling and screaming, and I think one of our viewers said, to gain the attention of a passerby, so they'll start videotaping and they'll catch, the tail end of it plastered all over social media, and then you'll have this video now, the cops beating up an unarmed black man. The link to this video is down in the description, so if you want to watch it, it's in its whole entirety. Feel free to check it out. But they actually they call the dog out. The dog gets a couple hits on the vehicle. they search the trunk and actually find a semi-automatic pistol in the trunk. So he's already a convicted felon. So he knew there's a gun in the car. Even if he didn't know, he cannot be, as a convicted felon, you can't even be around a gun. So he has that charge, and I think they found another rock or something. There's
I think they did loaded
the dog had a lot of hits.
Yeah.
On in that car. So they found some other stuff in there, but clearly, now the question, Mike, is now what happens if he would have followed the acronym of CALM? So those who are new to our channel don't understand the acronym CALM. So back during the whole George Floyd thing started up and everything, and I had just left the state police department. I wanted to do something and try to bring some type of reasoning to why these things are happening and how we can prevent these things from happening. It came up with the acronym CALM, which stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. And we agree, Mike and I, that if you do these things here, no matter what type of officer you get, not guaranteeing 100% because everything cannot be 100%. But if you do these things, if you get that asshole police officer or that racist cop, you make it more harder for them to do stupid things to you because you're answering their questions. If they're telling you to sit down, you're being compliant. You're listening to what they're telling you, what you need to do, how to handle this situation that you're in. And yes, you may get some tickets, or yes, you may get arrested, but at the end, you get to move on. And so that's the whole premise to the acronym of CALM. Comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. So in this scenario here, had he followed the acronym of CALM, would he ended up in this situation here? And that's what we debate. And probably not, because like I was telling my wife, there are times that guys, you pull people over, Mike, they're very compliant, give you everything in the world you want, and they could probably been as dirty as I don't know what, the biggest drug dealer in the area, but because of the way they carried themselves, I think I froze up. There's no need for you to dig or probe any further than what you had your initial stop for or interaction for. But the more you resist, the more you give pushback to the officer, the more and more they're going to probe. What say you, Mike?
Yeah. No, Zach is making some real good comments. I like the comments that he's making too. But yeah, folks, that CALM acronym is for people like you, okay? People like regular citizens who might be afraid of being contacted by police. They're afraid of what might happen if they get pulled over by police. We want to try to educate you on why police do some of the things they do. That CALM acronym, if someone has it in their mind that they want to be confrontational with police, if someone has it in their mind that they're not going to go with the program no matter what we say, okay, they're not going to follow that CALM acronym. You're right. Zach's right when he says he doesn't understand one word in the acronym, nor does he know what acronyms mean. He's screaming like a fool. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? But this acronym is for people like you, our viewers, who are law-abiding citizens, don't have nothing to worry about, who might get pulled over one day, all right, or might get stopped by the police one day, and they know what to expect. They know how to behave. There's someone who are not likely going to be confrontational with police. You know what I'm saying? That's who this is for. But again, in this situation,
well,
go ahead, Corey.
Yes, but it is something that needs to be drilled into guys like this gentleman here. We already know people like our viewers and in the law-abiding citizens are going to follow the acronym call, right? Because they're not out here doing these types of things.
Right.
My thing is getting this message to these types of guys, getting into their heads. Look, okay, you out here doing dirt, right? We know you out here doing dirt, right? Don't cause confrontation. All right, don't, you know, the more you do, the more that officer is going to investigate on you. So if you are complying, if you're answering their question, and if you're listening to what we're saying, well, then that's probably as far as it's going to go, what they're digging into you, unless, you know, there are other things, right? But yeah. I want, because our viewers aren't the ones, and law-abiding citizens aren't the ones out here getting killed. They're not the ones that, when I was stopped on the side of the road, that were giving me the hard time. It's guys like him that were giving me the hard time. It was guys like him that made me have to pull your hind parts out the window. It was guys like him that I ended up having to fight on the side of the road. It's guys like him that I ended up having to pull my gun out and almost shoot somebody because they will not follow the acronym CALM. Now, the question is, how do you get them to learn the acronym CALM, right? This is why, hey, we had to share this out. We had to get it out there, like, you know, they did with the whole DARE thing. But these guys, the ones, in my humble opinion, I want to know and understand the acronym CALM. Yeah, Zach is 100% right. He's not thinking about that because probably nobody's ever sat his hind part down and talked to him and let him know. Like,
but Corey, you know as well as I do, guys like this right here on this video, they don't care nothing about no CALM acronym, and they don't care to learn anything about that, Corey. The guys like him,
no, they,
you know,
but all we have to do is plant a seed.
Confrontational with police. That's what they want to do.
Right. There's always going to be those ones that just, I mean, they'll never be law-abiding. They'll just never will. But I'm not going to cry over these guys when they get hurt or killed by the police because you doing too much and bringing this stuff on yourself. No, I'm not going to do it. And then I'm not going to stand here and you know, and people just bash police. Yes, police do bad things. And don't get it twisted. They do bad things, but I'm tired of all the killing, Mike. And it doesn't, and if you're getting stopped, you shouldn't end up hurt or killed, or vice versa. The officer shouldn't end up hurt or killed during a traffic stop. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I agree.
When you do too much like this, right? You live in that lifestyle. Well, then you got to know, you got to understand your end result. You're going to jail or you can end up dead. Those are your only two options when you live in the lifestyle of a criminal. You're going to jail or you're going to one day end up dead. So I prefer you not to end up dead. So if we can, you know what I mean?
I agree.
I'm sorry. I just went on a little vent. I'm sorry.
I understand. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I guess it gets back to this video, this particular incident. This was a good stop. This was a person that needed to be stopped. These officers did nothing unreasonable. Matter of fact, these officers were simply being proactive in trying to address a problem in a community. Okay. And this stop is part of that. They got a drug dealer off the street, at least for a few hours. You know what I'm saying? They got some drugs off the street. Yeah, he was probably selling. He had individually packaged packages of drugs. They also found a loaded firearm in his car, and he also had a box of empty plastic baggies, just like the one he has the drugs in his pocket. Okay, so this was a bad person who needed to be stopped, and he was just mad because he got stopped. He was just mad because he got caught. Okay, and how dare these police harass him and not allow him to sell dope in their city? You know what I'm saying? That's how this person was thinking. But this was a good stop, and this is how these stop. This is why, remember what we always say, Corey? A traffic stop is not just a traffic stop. Okay, it's actually a small mini investigation. We are not just looking at why we stopped you. We looking at the possibility of other things too. You know what I'm saying? That's normal police work. That's how it's supposed to be. That's good police work. And I think a lot of citizens don't understand what police work looks like. This is what it looks like.
Yeah. Very good. If you're new to our channel, please go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button for us. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up for tonight. Get it in the books. We know it's Thursday night football, and I know y'all want to get out here and watch the game tonight.
Oh yeah.
So we want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. If you like the content of this video, please leave us a comment below. If you got a video you want us to break down, please hit us up over on Facebook, and we'll look at it. Jesus love you. We did look at the video that you did send us, and we do have comments on that for you. In fact, we may just do a mini show on that. Jesus love you, because that was a very very sad incident that happened, that shooting, and a lot of mistakes were made. But anyway, please, if you got something you want us to see, hit us up over on Facebook, Brothas-in-law, and we'll get it on. If you'd like to join us on the show live, break down a video with us, let us know. We'll set something up. We'll work with your schedule. Mike and I are pretty flexible, and we'll get you on air with us. Mike, last words.
Thanks for joining us. Jesus loves you. Delando, Zach, Stacy, Tone, it's Jason Bender. Appreciate you guys joining us. Keep it coming. We love the comments and we love the questions. We love your input, and you guys have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good and safe weekend, and remember, share this out. Talk to your family about the acronym CALM, and we will be back next Thursday with another video. And Godspeed. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.